Yeah. So get some idea from outside problem. Okay. So grab the solution manual and list the problem, list out what are the boundary conditions, and try to have some idea. So in JAM exam, they have asked many questions. That's why I'm expecting. So anyway, they can't expect this one in multiple choice question. They are expecting something else to find the potential inside. Okay. Yeah, let me see that one. So next one. So spherical coordinate. Earlier, whatever we have done, that's for Cartesian coordinates. This have got a lot of problem and lot of problem which appeared. Okay, the exam. Spherical coordinate. Now look at here. Here, along with this theory, we shall work out that mathematics also. Okay, properties of legendary polynomial, because it's a kind of application. Is that okay? We shall work out along with this one. So now look at here. We are restricting ourselves to azimuthal symmetry here. Okay, if we have potential, it's a function of both r, theta, phi. Our problem will be very lengthy actually. Is that okay? We are restricting ourselves to the situation where potential is a function of r and theta only. Let me explain one of the ideas. So suppose if you have one spherical conductor, if you have one plus q charge in the what you call, so in front of that one, is that okay? Now what would happen? It will induce charges here and there will be charges here, isn't it? Now when you rotate about this axis, when you rotate the system about that axis, nothing will change, am I right? Suppose this axis, take this axis, when you rotate the system about that axis, nothing will change. This is a problem of azimuthal symmetry. Is that okay? Potential depends on, you can say potential depends on r and theta, but not on phi. Are you getting my point? By choosing this one as z axis, potential depends on r and so theta, so angle from the z axis. But when you rotate about z axis, nothing is changing. Are you getting my point? Suppose positive charge, it induces negative charges here. Okay. So positive charges here. Is that okay? Now when you rotate system like this, nothing will change. So in most of the case, we will have that kind of situation, okay, where we have azimuthal symmetry. When you rotate the system about z axis, when you rotate the system about z axis means you are changing phi, isn't it? So again, nothing will change. Okay, we are restricting ourselves to azimuthal symmetry. So then del square v equal to 0, that will be, any idea? You don't have to write dou square v by dou phi square. I hope you have written Laplacian in case of spherical polar coordinate, am I right? You don't have to write last part because v is independent of phi now. I think 1 by, any idea? 1 by r square, dou by dou r square dou by dou r of v, r and theta, okay, azimuthal symmetry. Just forget about this one. Dou v by dou r. So have you solved that problem where v depends only on r? Differential equation, okay? So try that problem. So then 1 by r square sin theta, dou by dou theta, sin theta, dou by dou theta of v is equal to 0. Is that okay? So now look at here. Again, the same step, potential r comma theta, that can be written as just like we have done in case of Schrodinger equation in 3 dimensions. R of r and theta of theta, capital theta. Is that okay? So now substituting that one into this one, what we will get is, I think you can just get rid of this 1 by r square, because right hand side is have 0. Okay, you can just get rid of this one. So now this is the equation. Now look at here. When I substitute that one, what would happen here is, so theta of theta, d by dr, r square, dr by dr. Okay, so plus, I think r of r will be outside by sin theta, d by d theta. Why? Why total derivative? Because now you are taking derivative of only single variable function. Okay, but that is inside. R of r will come out d by d theta sine theta d by d theta of theta. Look at here. So that is a bracket is equal to 0. Isn't it? When you put v equal to r into theta, that theta part will come out. Here, derivative with respect to theta, radial part will come out. Okay. So now what is the next step? Divide whole thing by r of r and theta. So r into theta. Am I right? R into theta. Then what would happen here is 1 by r d by dr r square dr by dr plus 1 by theta sin theta d by d theta sin theta d theta by d theta. Can you see this part? Check it out. Okay. Yeah. Now again the same argument. When you change r without touching theta, only this part will change. It will imbalance the equation. When you change theta without changing r, it will change only this part of the equation. Then it will be imbalanced. Remember, if you change r, if theta also changes, so that they can balance out. There may be some possibility of balancing, but that cannot happen. That's why each of them should be individually a constant. Is it okay? And we take that constant, do you remember, as L into L plus 1? Isn't it? There are reasons, okay? T by dr, r square, dr by dr. Is that okay? We choose this one as L into L plus 1. If this is L into L plus 1, this should be minus L into L plus 1. When you add them, you should get 0. Okay? So that 1 by theta sin theta d by d theta sin theta d theta by d theta equal to minus L into L plus 1. Okay, I mean the reason will come while solving the differential equation. Okay, why we have to put L into L plus 1? Usually we can start with lambda here. Just put lambda initially. Then while solving that theta part, actually you will come to know why we have to put L into L plus 1. So then only it will terminate. Your solution will terminate. Solution will become an infinite series. Is that okay? Now let me take solution of this one and this one separately. Let me directly give you the last solution. Obviously he will also do the same thing. So this one have the general solution. This one, that r part, that have the general solution, where r of r is equal to a into r power l plus b by r power l plus 1. Your l equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 only. We shall see little later. Is that okay? So this one, 1 by sin theta d by d theta. So someday we have converted this one into Legendre polynomial. Do you remember? While doing some differential equation, we converted that one into Legendre differential equation. Sorry, that differential equation. D by d theta sin theta d theta by d theta. Is that okay? That's equal to minus L into L plus 1. I had one more theta here. I take it here. Okay. When you put cos theta equal to x, it will be converted into Legendre differential equation actually. Anyway, we shall write solution directly. Solution is nothing but Legendre polynomial in terms of cos theta. Is that okay? Solution, we write solution as PL of cos theta. You don't have to put any constant, okay? Anyway, you are going to multiply these two. You had constant here already. So that's why you don't have to put one more constant here. Anyway, after multiplying, that constant will be absorbed by these two factors. Is that okay? Just write your answer is Legendre polynomial in terms of cos theta. Is that okay? We first substitute cos theta is equal to x. We find differential equation in terms of x. So then what we do? Then again we find that is the Legendre polynomial in x. Now your solution is Legendre polynomial in cos theta equal to x. So just see what we have done earlier. Now look at here. You need some properties now. You need some property. One is So Rodriguez formula of finding this legendary polynomial, okay? Again, it is written in terms of x because writing cos theta is lengthy always. Is that okay? So now suppose if you put x equal to cos theta, what is x range? -1 to +1. Is that okay? X range will be -1 to +1. So again, we prefer writing in terms of x, PL of x. L equal to 0, 1, 2 like that. So 1 by 2 raised to L, L factorial, Lth derivative of x square minus 1 whole power L. Lth derivative of x square minus 1 whole power L. Okay, anyway, you can't use this one always to find that one, isn't it? It will be getting lengthy derivatives. You better remember first 3 to 4 legendary polynomial, okay? So I'm talking in the mathematical point of view. If you remember this, that would be better. Okay. So P naught of x is equal to 1. Okay. P1 of x is equal to x. They are alternatively even and odd. What is the x range? -1 to +1. Because what is the x? X is the place of cos theta. Cos theta ranges from -1 to +1. Remember, okay, we have written in terms of x because it's comfortable. Is that okay? So now P2 of x, what is this one? This is odd. Sorry, this is even. If this is odd, this should be 1. 1 by 2, 3x square minus 1. 3x square minus 1. So P3 of x, you better remember this one also. I think that's odd again. 5x cube minus 3x. 3x whole divided by 2. They are alternatively even and odd, obviously. You can talk about evenness and oddness only when your range is symmetric. Remember, that's -1 to +1. That is the range. If you try to plot this legendary polynomial, try to plot them later. Let me just plot some of them, okay? -1 +1. Yeah, any question? -1 +1. P naught of x, this is 1 suppose, am I right? This is P naught of x. P1 of x, that is straight line. So P2 of x, that will be parabola. P2 of x, that will be parabola. What is the center of the parabola? When x equal to 0. Any idea? When x equal to 0, what will be happen? This will be -1 by 2. Am I right? Somewhere here, it will go like this, and it will go like this. Is that okay? So just check it out. You can just try to plot that one like that. -1 to +1. Only region of interest is -1 to +1 because x is the place of cos theta. Now, yeah, write down this one quickly. P naught, P1, P2 like that. I think P3 will be somewhere. It will be like this. Okay. Let us discuss one day, okay, about all of these special functions together. But now we shall grab whatever we need here. Again, you can practice this one. Is that okay? You can practice this one so that you can apply it here. So I told that this is second order differential equation. This is one of the solution. Other solution also exist, but we will not take that one. Okay, he mentioned that one. Just read out. Now ultimately our solution will be when I club these two. This is r part. This is theta part. My solution for azimuthal symmetry problem is v of r comma theta is equal to a into r power l plus b by r power l plus 1, is that okay? Into PL of cos theta. Into PL of cos theta. Isn't it? Now what would happen here is, again, it was a linear differential equation. Is that okay? So we better to write AL and BL, isn't it? In those constant, you better to put AL and BL. So now you can write the most general solution, r comma theta, most general solution, as a linear combination of these solutions. So L is equal to 0 to infinity, AL r power L plus BL by r power L plus 1 into PL of cos theta. And you have to remember this solution. This is a solution for azimuthal symmetry problem. Next one is boundary condition, which gives AL and BL value. Isn't it? This is a solution, general solution. Boundary condition will fix those constants. Okay. Now, before getting into problem, I need some properties of PL of x. Look at here. PL of x, PL dash of x dx. When you integrate from -1 to +1, what should you get? It's a kind of orthogonality condition. Is it okay? Whenever orthogonality, we have orthogonality, whenever we have linear combination and this one, we can grab that one by a Fourier trick, am I right? Multiplying and using that integral. Okay. So now look at here. So this is equal to 0 if L not equal to L dash, 2 by 2L plus 1 if L is equal to L dash. Don't write 1, okay? Don't write 1. Orthogonality means don't write 1 here, okay? They are not normalized like that in between, okay? So when L equal to L dash, it will be 2 by 2L plus 1. It will follow this one. And you have to remember this one. Wait a second, what is the equivalent theta part? I want to write in terms of theta. When cos theta will be equal to -1? When cos theta will be equal to 0? Cos theta is equal to 0 at 5 by 2. When cos theta is equal to 1? 0, am I right? Now look at here, equivalent theta part is 0 to pi PL of cos theta. Again, from here to here you can transform by putting x equal to cos theta, change of variable. Either okay, PL of cos theta, PL dash of cos theta into, wait a second, let me start with this, because look at here, to find those coefficients, so most of the case we need to do this integral 0 to pi PL of cos theta. So a PL dash of cos theta, let me write a d of cos theta. Yeah, actually it may be 5 to 0, d of cos theta. What is d of cos theta? Minus sin theta d theta. Okay, so let me write sin theta d theta. Wait a second, I had some other idea. Pi to 0, I am not feeling comfortable in it. What is d of cos theta? That's correct, minus sin theta d theta. Yeah, so now look at here, put cos theta is equal to x. Okay, minus sin theta d theta is equal to dx. Minus sin theta d theta is equal to dx. When theta is equal to 0, x is equal to 1. When theta is equal to pi, x equal to -1. This is 1 to -1. PL of x, PL dash of x minus dx. Am I right? Sin theta d theta is equal to minus dx. This negative sign is absorbed here. Okay. So ultimately that whole answer, you better remember these two together. Okay. 0 to 5 PL of cos theta, PL dash of cos theta, sin theta d theta, that is equal to this one. By putting x equal to cos theta, that negative sign is absorbed. It was 1 to minus 1, I have written minus 1 to plus 1. Is that okay? That's how it is converted. Is that okay? So now these two are equal, because anyway we will do this one, okay? This is just for our convenience, because our problem is in spherical polar coordinate. Remember, we do this one actually, okay? So this is equal to this one. Now look at here, you can use this one, this integral, to find the coefficient. Am I right? What we do? Multiply by PL dash of cos theta, sin theta, d theta, integrate that one, and use that orthogonality condition to grab the component. Okay, that's a kind of Fourier trick again. In Fourier analysis also, to find the component, we have done similar integral. There it was multiplying by sine or cos. Am I right? Here it is multiplying by PL dash of cos theta. So step is almost same, and along with sin theta d theta that needed to integrate. Okay, to use this whole thing. Now we shall start problems here. Ultimately, you have to remember this one along with this one. That's done. Okay, any problem can be solved depending on the initial condition. Yeah. Which theorem? Eliminate which elimination? I'm not getting this one. No, this one. No, we need this one. I think. In case of, I mean, look at here. This is the most general solution. Next one is, depending on the boundary condition, we need to alter. We need to substitute. We need to find AL and BL. I think no other solution. So this is the solution. This is the only solution. Remember, for azimuthal symmetry problem. Okay. Actually, there is one more part of the solution. It was there. I told that's a second order differential equation, isn't it? But that's not physically acceptable. This is the solution. You have to start with this one. Okay. Let me explain some problem. You will. I think you will remember. Yeah, there may be some formula designed out of these things. Okay. That's a little difficult to remember. Yeah. What he's talking about? Yeah, there may be some formula derived out of it, I think. That. Yeah. Which one? Generalization of? Yes. Okay. Generalization in case of special function. This relation or this one? No, anyway, it's not a big deal. Okay, it's not a big deal. So to find this one again, remember, you have to remember this one. Obviously, this anyway you need to practice this one to solve some legendary polynomial question. Okay, now that will be practiced. Even look at here, we don't have to do this integral. Let me explain. Okay, so any polynomial in cos theta can be written. Any polynomial can be written in terms of legendary polynomial. I argued that one in linear algebra. Any polynomial, legendary polynomials are linearly independent. Legendary polynomials are orthogonal from -1 to +1, like this. So that's why they will form a basis in a what you call polynomial phase. Any polynomial can be written as linear combination of legendary polynomial. So that's why problem will be asked so that you can write this one in terms of legendary polynomial. Once you write this one also in terms of legendary polynomial, you can just compare right hand side and left hand side, isn't it? Again, integration will also give the same thing. Is it okay? Multiplying and integrating, that will also give the same result. Okay. So that's why. So we have to practice how to write a given function in terms of legendary polynomial. Suppose cos theta, sin square theta. Sin square theta written in terms of cos theta, sin theta by 2, sin square theta by 2, like that. Okay. They will give that kind of function only. Okay. So that you can write that one in terms of legendary polynomial. Problem will be simple. Okay. Now look at here. Let me take one problem. The potential. Yeah. The potential. Yeah. Speak out. V naught of theta is specified on the surface of hollow sphere of radius r. Find the potential inside and outside. He hasn't give what is that one? Okay, he has given some potential, but potential is not constant now. It is a function of theta. V naught of theta. If I have to choose the origin, z axis, okay, this is r. Is that okay? The potential, again azimuthal symmetry. Is that okay? Problem is it is independent of phi, remember. Is that okay? So that's why, again you can use the solution, you can proceed, okay? Now again, what is the situation? The potential on a hollow sphere, the potential on a surface of a hollow sphere is V naught of theta. He will specify that one later. Later he will put V naught of theta is equal to k sine square theta by 2. Okay, as a special case. But let us take it very general, most general. Is that okay? But he will give this function in such a way that can be written in terms of Legendre polynomial. Either P0, P1, P2, P3. Yeah, let me show that one. Okay. So that you have to practice. There may be some pure mathematical question. Okay. So now look at here. Now one thing is this should be finite charge distribution. This should be finite charge distribution. This cannot be infinite charge distribution because there are no other charges anywhere else. Because what we solved what you call Laplace equation, remember. Is that okay? So now look at here. Inside and outside the region, Laplace equation should be satisfied. Is that okay? And one more thing that we have is potential should be always continuous. We have to use all of this to find this complete solution. What is that one? One thing is, so again, Laplace equation is satisfied. That's why this is the solution. And potential should have continuity over the boundary. Any boundary. Potential should be always continuous. Okay, we can take those ideas to find the complete solution. That's it. Okay, but you have to remember this one. Now he asked find the potential inside. R less than R. In the next problem, he asked what is the potential outside. Look at here. If I take this as the origin, okay, R less than R contains R equal to 0. Origin, radial distance equal to 0. When you put radial distance equal to 0, this part will be infinity. Look at here. Isn't it? You have to avoid this one. Or inside region contains R equal to 0 situation. When R equal to 0, potential becomes infinity. There are no other charges. Potential cannot be infinite inside. Is that okay? Extremum value should occur at the boundary. Is that okay? Your maximum possible value should occur at the boundary. There are no other charges. So that's why when R is less than R, you have to choose BL equal to 0. Why? If you keep BL non-zero, your solution will be infinite at the center. That should not happen. Is that okay? That's one of the a kind of boundary condition. Even though he hasn't mentioned anything about that one, you have to grab this boundary condition. This is also boundary condition, isn't it? One of the coefficient is known. If BL equal to 0, what is this one? Can I write V in of R comma theta? That's equal to summation over L equal to 0 to infinity AL into R power L into PL of cos theta. Over. Now what is the next step? Next step is to find this AL, that's it. Isn't it? Now how do you find AL? How do you find AL? Okay. But you don't know this one, V in R comma theta. To use Fourier analysis, you should know what is that function, isn't it? Then what will you do? Yeah, think over it quickly. To use Fourier trick, that means what you are saying, you are multiplying by PL dash. No, you have R function also. It's too difficult. Okay, then what would you do? So take R equal to capital R on the surface. Can I take R less than or equal to R? Okay. in the region. When r equal to capital R, what is this one? V in r comma theta, that means on the surface. On the surface, what is that one? That is V naught of theta. He said that one, on the surface, potential is that one. So that is equal to summation over L is equal to 0 to infinity AL R power L PL of cos theta. Now, for this equation, you can use Fourier trick. What is the Fourier trick? Multiply by PL dash of cos theta, sin theta, d theta in the both side and integrate that one. Use that orthogonality relation to grab that AL. Okay, but in actual problem, exam problem, you don't have to do that one. He will give V naught of theta. Write that one in terms of PL of cos theta and compare the coefficient. Okay, that is done. Let us do that problem. Okay, but theoretically we have to proceed like this. I mean, this is the most general one. This is the most general one. So let me just proceed in this way. Now, what is the next idea? Multiplying. So PL dash of cos theta, speak out, sin theta, d theta, both side, summation over L equal to 0 to infinity. So AL R power L integral PL of cos theta into PL dash of cos theta, sin theta, d theta. You have to learn this one initially. Later you can eliminate these steps, okay? Initially you have to learn that one. Now this is our orthogonality kind of condition, isn't it? So I think you know something about Kronecker delta. AL R power L, can I write it as delta L dash L by, what was that? L equal to L dash condition 2 by plus 1, am I right? This will take care. When L not equal to L dash, it will make it 0. When L equal to L dash, Kronecker delta is 1, it is other condition, whatever I have written, 2 conditions. Okay, so this expression will be non-zero in this summation. Only when L equal to L dash, that will be non-zero. Am I right? So this part remains the same. Ultimately, what is that one? Ultimately, our solutions will look like this. Okay, so V in of R comma theta, that's equal to summation over AL R power L PL of cos theta. Okay. L equal to 0 to infinity. Now what is my AL when L equal to L dash? Solve it for L equal to L dash. When L equal to L dash, what would happen? So let me write directly. AL is equal to 2L plus 1 by 2 R power L. It will come into denominator. Integral 0 to 5 V of theta, V naught of theta, PL of cos theta, L equal to L dash. I have taken L equal to L dash. Okay, when L equal to L dash. So sin theta d theta. Is it okay? Unless you know what is this V naught of theta, you can't proceed here. Okay, he said V naught of theta, that's why you have to keep it here. But what I am saying, you don't have to go until this step. You can find this AL by just comparing these two. Any function, you can write that one in terms of Legendre polynomial. Write that one in terms of Legendre polynomial, equate these two, you will get that AL. Let us do that one. Is that okay? Now let me take special case. At the end, he will take that one. V naught of theta is equal to K sin square theta by 2. Shall I rub it out? Is that over? But you should know that method. Okay, suppose he has given the V naught of theta, so that you can't write that one in terms of Legendre polynomial, then you may need to do this integral. Okay, but you can't do that integral, okay, that easily, unless you know Legendre polynomial. You will ask that kind of question only. Any function V naught of theta that can be written in terms of Legendre polynomial, just like any polynomial can be written in terms of Legendre polynomial. Yeah, we shall let me discuss. Suppose, for example, okay, V naught of theta is equal to K sine square theta by 2. K sine square theta by 2. Okay, so do up to this step, starting from the solution by all of this argument. Do up to this step. What is the step? V naught of theta, do you remember, that's equal to L equal to 0 to infinity AL R power L PL of cos theta. Do you remember the step that I had written here? After that we multiplied and we moved on. Now don't do any further step. What you do, you have to write this one in terms of Legendre polynomial. How to write? Sine square theta by 2. Whole divided by 2. Sure? What is 1 in terms of Legendre polynomial? P 0 of cos theta. Okay? What is cos theta? I hope I have written in terms of x. You can put x equal to cos theta. Any issue? That is P1 of cos theta. It's very simple problem. Okay, you don't have to remember anything. Only that the most general solution, whatever I have written, only that should be remembered. Then you can compare the coefficient. Okay? Over. Now let me write this one as half of P naught of cos theta. Okay, I forgot K. Plus K by 2 P1 of cos theta. Okay, this is left hand side. What is right hand side? A naught R raised to 0 P naught of cos theta plus A1 R raised to 1 P1 of cos theta plus and so on. Is that okay? In that summation, when you compare the coefficient, what is A naught? What is A naught? A naught R naught is equal to K by 2 P naught of cos theta, K by 2. So A1 into R power 1 here, okay? That's equal to minus K by 2, isn't it? This coefficient, P1 of cos theta coefficient. So that means A1 is equal to minus K by 2R. What is A2? 0, because all other coefficient you don't have anything here. Coefficient of P2 of cos theta is 0, isn't it? In the left hand side. Comparing coefficient of PL of cos theta, you can get all of those. A2 equal to 0 and all other coefficients are 0. Only A0 and A1 are non-zero. Substitute that one, you got your answer. Okay? What is the potential inside now? Potential inside. So A1 R power, so A1, what is that one? Summation over AL R power L PL of cos theta. Am I right? So now that is A1. What is A1? Sorry, A0. I have to start with A0. K by 2 R power 0 P0 of cos theta. What is P0 of cos theta? 1 again. Okay. So plus, what is A1? Minus K by 2R minus K by 2R R power 1 into P1 of cos theta, that is cos theta. Okay, your ultimate answer is potential inside that's equal to K by 2, am I right? R power 0 1 P naught of cos theta 1 minus K by 2R R into cos theta. This is your answer. Or these steps are unnecessary, okay, for the actual exam problems. Now do problem number 3.19, 19th problem. That is cos 3 theta or sin 3 theta. He might have given Yeah, cos 3 theta. You have to use cos 3 theta formula. You have to first write that one in terms of Legendre polynomial. That's done. Comparing the coefficient. Okay. 19th problem. Just apply again. Same. I have sin square theta by 2. I have written like this. He has given cos of 3 theta. Think over it. How to write cos 3 theta in terms of P0, P1, P2. Cos of 3 theta contains cos theta, cos cube theta. Cos cube theta. So again, get it from P2. Am I right? P2 of cos theta. Okay. So try to learn that one. Let me solve it later. Okay. What's the time? Okay. Now quickly let me find potential outside. Okay, then let us close. Don't lag here, okay, because I am moving little slowly. Do today's homework today only. Okay, after 1 week, there will be no difference between whatever you learnt in class, whatever you haven't learned. After 1 week. Is that okay? Yeah, that actually happens, isn't it? In college days. Yeah, just a day before exam, everything seems to be new. Yeah. So do homework, then you will definitely remember. Why he will give lot of problems? He hasn't written that book for CSIR exam. Remember. Griffiths hasn't written that book for CSIR exam. Why he has written that book for his graduate students in his college? Why he will put that many problems? Because while solving the problem, you are applying whatever you know, then you will remember whatever you learnt, isn't it? Just like I used to tell, if you are not using the brain, okay, in future computers will dominate, computers and mobile will dominate. According to evolution theory, what will happen? In future, people will have very small brains, isn't it? If you are not using brains. Like that, if you are not using whatever theory you learned, definitely it will die out. 1 week. 1 week is sufficient. So quickly do these problems related to that topic. Yeah, I hope you understood that. Evolution theory means Darwin evolution theory. If some organ which is not been used over millions of years, then that will go, isn't it? So be concerned. Be concerned about your future generation. Is that okay? Use your brain so that they will have brain. Okay? Yeah. Just forget. Same problem. Potential outside. I need potential outside. What is general solution? First take general solution. L equal to 0 to infinity. AL R4L plus BL by R4L plus 1. PL of cos theta. Yeah, any question? Now I am in the region R greater than or equal to R. Outside. I need outside. Is that okay? Now outside region contains R equal to infinity. Now what you have to avoid? AL, because this will make that potential infinity. Am I right? At infinity, potential should be 0. Potential should be 0 at infinity. That's why this will not make it to, this factor will not allow that potential to be 0 at infinity. That's why you have to put AL equal to 0. Then you are out. Can I write like this? Summation over L equal to 0 to infinity. BL by R power L plus 1 into PL of cos theta. Now our next aim is to find BL. Before finding BL, again you can't multiply anything. So he has given what is the specified, potential is specified. Remember again uniqueness theorem. Potential is specified on the boundary. You can find the potential uniquely. At infinity it is 0, that is specified. Not even, that's not given, but it is specified and it is given on this boundary. Again, so when R equal to capital R, this that is equal to V naught of theta, am I right? Potential equal to V naught of theta, that's equal to L equal to 0 to infinity BL by r power l plus 1 PL of cos theta. Now again the same thing, multiply by PL dash of cos theta sin theta d theta, integrate. Okay, but that's not needed for problem. So from this you can just proceed, just write this one in terms of Legendre polynomial and then compare the coefficient, find the BL. Okay, I'm just skipping next step. Okay, he has written that one, so I'm just skipping next step. Over. Now again take V naught of theta. Take V naught of theta as what is that? K sin square theta by 2 and find what is the potential outside quickly. Use this one, isn't it? So K sin square theta by 2 is equal to summation over L is equal to 0 to infinity AL R power, outside, am I right? BL by R power L plus 1 PL of cos theta, am I right? So write this one in terms of Legendre polynomial you have written earlier, am I right? K by 2 P naught of cos theta minus P1 of cos theta, am I right? So that's equal to B1 by B naught by R power 1 0 plus 1 P naught of cos theta plus B1 by R power 2 P1 of cos theta plus and so on. Rest of all coefficients are 0, left hand side. Find B0 and B1, only two coefficients which are non-zero in the summation. Are you getting my point? Sin square theta is written as 1 minus cos theta whole divided by 2. 1 is P0 of cos theta. So you should not, in that summation, you should not leave anything as 1, okay? You can't get equality. Are you getting my point? That 1 should be written as P0 of cos theta. Is that okay? In that summation, whatever you split that one into, you have to write everything, each and every term should contain Legendre polynomials. Then only you can compare the coefficient. Okay, very simple problem. Okay, once you understood. So that's why I think B0 by R, that's equal to K by 2. B1 by R square, that's equal to minus K by 2. And B2 and all, B2, B3 and all are 0. Why? There are no coefficients of such a thing here in the left hand part. So that your potential outside, that's equal to B0 by R into P0 of cos theta, am I right? B0 by R power 1 plus B1 by R power 1 plus 1, 2 P1 of cos theta outside. Is that okay? We rubbed out this part actually. For general R. So what is B0? KR by 2. One by R minus what is B1 minus KR by K 2 cos theta R square. You have to rearrange according to your options. Okay. Yeah. You may they may take that KR by 2 outside usually, or 1 by R also outside. Okay. Yeah, do 3.19 before evening, okay? It's purely mathematical theory. Whatever we discussed right now is purely mathematical theory. Yeah, read out example number 3.8 and 3.9. Now you can understand. Let me solve it in the evening, okay? Yeah, evening, whatever happens, we have to start particle physics. Okay, particle physics. So particle physics, actually, we have to start with the discussion of field theory only, which we don't know. So, but let me explain like this. You have one charge here, okay? You have one charge here. You have another charge, which is little far away. Even up to our electrodynamics chapter in Griffiths, we do mistakes actually. I mean, in static case, it will not appear because our charges will be rest. Okay, in electrodynamics chapter, we do a lot of mistake because, I mean, that is approximate. That's not mistake, that's approximate. Okay, our charge may move. We say that electric field at this point will change instantaneously. But according to special theory of relativity, no news can travel more than speed of light. Okay, suppose if you move this charge here, okay, it should take finite time to have, I mean, that news means change of this position of this charge to travel from here to here, and that news will travel with the speed of light. Is that okay? Are you getting my point? And that is the beginning of our radiation theory. But we better to discuss that particle physics here itself, because most of the case we have to remember that one. Again, I told this is the beginning of our field theory. Now suppose I have plus q charge, minus q charge, or plus q charge here. How they interact then? Isn't it? Or if I move this one, how does this charge, now that I am moving this one, this charge will know only after elapsing of some time, isn't it? Are you getting my point? So this all question comes in the beginning of all of this electrodynamics. So that's why it was very uncomfortable even for Newton when he formulated his gravitational theory. Remember how actually they interact. Okay, so again, that next theory, it says they interact by throwing some particles. Again, that particle moves with the speed of light. They call that one as photon, usually virtual photon. Is that okay? Again, after field quantization. Now, how that any electromagnetic interaction that will be done by throwing photons actually. That okay? They will throw photons with respect to each other, those two charges. So that's how they interact. That's how that force come into play between them. Okay? So that is the beginning idea. That is the beginning idea. Since that photon is very light particle, photon is very light particle. Again, similar concept is applied in case of gravitation. Gravitons, which are exchanged between any masses. Is that okay? So that gravitational force is communicated, isn't it? In the beginning itself, we got that point, we got that confusion. Am I right? What is that electric field? Electric field which communicates that one. That was not convincing. It was not 100% convincing. Even for Newton, it was not convincing that how they communicate that force actually. And that communication should not be faster than speed of light again. Are you getting my point? When you change something here, it should detect the change only after some time, remember. Okay, that's the beginning of our radiation theory. So now what would happen, not assumption, okay, there are mathematics behind that one. The next theory says they will throw the photons, virtual photons, by throwing and by receiving and throwing those photons, they will interact. Any electromagnetic interaction is due to that photons only, throwing and receiving photons. Is that okay? So now since that photon is very light particle, this electromagnetic interaction is very long range. The same thing will happen in case of gravitation. Graviton, it's a very light particle. Okay, we call them as field particle. Okay, or I think interaction particle, like that. Okay, many words are there, many names are there. Okay, so now, okay, so electromagnetic interaction and gravitational interaction, which are very long range, am I right? So we had two more forces. One is weak nuclear force and strong nuclear force. Now, how do you understand that? Yeah, wait, not gluon. Wait a second. Now, since I told one hint here, since photon is very light, this interaction is very large. Yeah, now inside the nucleus, again, now we can't see that one. We can't see that one. Most of things are again developed by the experiments only, remember, by the assumption only. Now those nucleus, proton and neutron, they will exchange some massive particles, just like this one. Usually that is pion exchange, am I right? Pi meson exchange between proton and neutron. They will exchange those pions. Gluon. No, wait a second. Gluon is also field particle again. I think you are talking about what is the force that bounds the quarks. You are talking about that one. Yeah, that may be exchange of gluon. Isn't it? Quarks together will form proton and neutron. Is that okay? So now the very basic, I don't know whether pi meson, pion exchange from proton and neutron, am I right? Now how do we understand that strong nuclear force? Because it's very short range. What is the range of strong nuclear force? Nuclear size itself. Is that okay? How do you understand that one? Now they are interacting by exchanging a massive particle, not like a photon. Photon we say rest mass 0 like that, isn't it? We say like that. So now they exchange a massive particle. That's why that force is very short range. Because you can't throw a massive particle to a very large distance. It looks like silly, but the discussion started like that. Okay, the assumption, the theory started like that. So that's how they formulate in the beginning. Again, different particles. Again, proton and neutron are not very basic constituent. They again contain something else. Is that okay? And they exchange some massive particle. That is the what you call origin of strong nuclear force. Origin of strong nuclear force. They will exchange those particles very quickly, so that they bond with respect to each other. Proton and proton, proton and neutron, neutron and neutron, irrespective of charge. Is that okay? That's how we have to proceed here. Again, I think now onwards I will not talk about that field theory. Is that okay? We shall discuss only some rules that is followed. Okay? Yeah. Question. Yeah. Photons. Yeah, I think that is the last field particle between any massive particle. Is that okay? Last field particle. I don't know complete theory. Is that okay? Let us have those very elementary particle in the evening. Okay, quarks, leptons. Leptons means your electron, muon, like that. Okay. After that, rest of all are field particle. We call them as field particle. They help us they cause that communication of the force actually. Is that okay? So now how do you understand that strong nuclear force that is communicating by massive particle? That's how we can understand it. Yeah, pick up. Which one? Exchange particle. They carry the force. Okay. No, if you say energy and momentum, then conservation will be violated. Yeah, that's why we were to say that's a virtual photon here. Virtual particle here. If I say that is the photon that we use in quantum scattering, isn't it? Then when it shoots the photon, it should have come bound back, isn't it? Yeah. Virtual photon. That's why we call it virtual photon. Whatever the interacting particle we say, I mean, you said force carrier, am I right? Yeah, force carrier, we call it as virtual photon.